I just got the 501st Vintage Collection 3-pack. Let's review it. Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Run Sabers, and today is a different type of video. Today we're reviewing action figures actually, and this is Vintage Collection's 3-pack of the 501st. Now, this is a limited time run type of thing. I was lucky to get enough of these. Hasbro was releasing a limited time for a certain period for these figures, and it was a very tight crunch. A lot of them originally retailed for $49.99. Now people have bought them and now have been reselling them on eBay for almost 3 or 4 times as much. So if you didn't get these, it's going to be hard to kind of find them now, and so they're very, very rare. I know that some of them are hitting stores, but again, it's very rare if you find them, so if you do find them, definitely steal them. Don't steal them, I mean like, they are steal. Anyways, so getting back to the figures, these don't need any introduction. These are literally ARC Troopers. We've got Fives, we've got Jesse, we've got all of the figures that we've wanted and dreamed of ever since I was a kid watching the Clone Wars. And so, and they've come back at 3.75. It seems like a lot of the time the 3.75 have gotten lower in quality throughout the years, starting with the 2008 Clone Wars figures that had really good articulation, and they slowly digressed with the new movies and stuff. And so I was very upset about that, and so there's a new, now like, I guess this is the beginning of bringing back the 3.75 figures, and so I'm very happy about that. I have my custom Rex here to kind of assist us with reviewing these, and so we're going to try to open this up without damaging anything. There is a thing though, I was like, I don't want to, open these up and stuff like that, but I do display my figures, and so we're just going to bite the bullet and open these babies up. So let's get into it. I'm sorry for those that find this very cringy. Magic of editing. Okay, so this is the next step in packaging. Very nice. I'm definitely going to keep the packaging if I ever want to display them later. Looks like there's tape holding them in, as well as it's sealed. I'm trying to preserve the names, so they have names right here, but it's right where the packaging is, and so if you ripped it off like a normal action figure, it completely ripped the names off and kind of destroys the display value of the packaging itself. So I'm cutting the plastic around the actual sealed part so I can actually display these later. So, ooh, nice plastic cover. We got these bad boys, which I'll display for the B-roll. So these come with 4 blasters. They've got the long rifle, they've got the short rifle, and then 2 DC-17 blasters. And so we're going to delicately take all these guys out of the thing. I'm going to move the packaging real quick. There's a lot of complaints about these figures, and I'll go in depth about that when we get these bad boys out. There we go. There's Jesse. Bam. One down. Pile in. Good looking Jess. Okay, Five's helmet needs some TLC because it has a little paint error. Everything else is great. Everyone else's visors were spot on, but Five's were a bit inconsistent. Now, out of all these figures, I think I was the most excited for Fives. You guys are going to hear all that crackling. Whew. Yeah, and the thing is, too, that these articulations are different. They decided to have a new face sculpt. So these are more realistic and more of Tamara Morrison's head, which is very nice. I'll show you the original vintage clone and the original face sculpt for that. Now we've got Echo. Echo came out really easily. Look at that helmet. Ugh. Detail is ridiculous. Okay, so I won't go into the blasters for now because I'm going to go do the action figures first, so I'll set those to the side real quick. So here we have Echo and the 501st. Now these troopers are articulated different. These are designed to be a bit different, and I'll go into that real quick. So we'll do it with just Echo here. So they all almost have every ball joint in every single location, which is really, really nice. Ball joints are wonderful. Ball joints have the swivel type of aspect to them, so it's the ball and stuff. But the inconsistency is here, so I'll compare it real quick to a vintage I have my vintage 212 clone here. I'm gonna kind of display to you what's different. So most of them are ball joints, and this one's actually swivel back in the day, so the wrists are swivel. The rest are ball joints, I believe. Now, with this, even their wrists are ball joints, which is really, really nice. But the problem here is that their knees bend very, very different. With the original vintage clone, or even Rex here, the knee pads were attached to the shins, and so when you bent them, they were pretty accurate and they're one piece. With this, you get a weird thing because they put the knee pads with the thighs, and so when you bend them, it doesn't have that kind of realistic aspect. It's kind of awkward and weird because when you bend the knee or whatever, it just doesn't. The knee doesn't bend with it, and so it kind of adds a kind of weird thing to it. Now, the inconsistencies that I was talking about with Jess is that he was an ARC Trooper during Phase 2, so he was not supposed to have this fin, and so a lot of people were complaining about that. And the antenna, of course. Now, he's not supposed to have the antenna, but these can come off, so there we go. So, with a little bit of elbow grease, these do come out, but you do have kind of a hole in the side of the helmet, and so, but yeah, you can remove the antenna to make it more accurate for the Clone Wars. So, now for helmet fit, I heard some complaints about if the helmets fit on the people that have the sculpts, and Echo seems to go pretty fine. Wow. They did do the ball joints a bit different on the heads. Instead of them being on a normal ball joint, like say Vintage Collection 212, the ball joint is right there. They did like a plunger system, and so the ball joint is actually inside the neck, and so it has a very cool little revolving and almost better mobility than the original, but you can't see the ball joint at all. And so it's very nice. I was about to put the 212 helmet on Echo, but yeah, so there's Echo with the helmet. All right, now for fives. Oh, fives is a bit tighter, but fits nonetheless. But yeah, these are great figures. You can even tell, I don't know how well the camera can pick it up, but if you look in the lighting, you can tell there's like detail in the paladin, like it's a leather type of look, which is absolutely crazy that it can capture that. But yeah, so there's fives, Echo and fives, and then we've got Jesse, of course. Now I took the antenna off of him, but yeah, not too shabby. Yeah, also has some weathering. I don't know if that's intentional, but there's a white mark on his visor. But yeah, so that's the 3 clones. It's weird because Jesse would have knew fives but didn't know Echo, and so I almost am tempted to make a white helmet for him so I can do both him as an ARC Trooper and him as a normal clone, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to because he has so much attachments for an ARC Trooper. Now to kind of get into the face detail for all of them. Now, I've heard some complaints also that the face sculpts were painted a bit weird, and there is a bit detail right there that is on the face, not the hair itself. But overall, these guys are really detailed. Holy cow. Now, the Paladin is one piece, and so they put little gunmetal on the end of the backpack part. But this is one piece that you can remove, which is very nice. Because I do custom action figures, I actually 3D print the Paladin, the ARC Paladins, and so it's also printed in one piece. So it's nice to kind of have that similarity there. Now, the blue is just, I want to compare the blue to this TC. It's a more vibrant blue than Rex. This is my custom Rex, so this is originally a 2008 Rex that I custom made for Phase 2. So now the face sculpts are a bit different. Clearly this is the 2005 vintage face. This is a way better sculpt. It's way more realistic. Again, it's way better than, I say, the animated faces, but the animated faces were actually really good for their time. This is, of course, like 12 years old, so some of the paint's wearing off and stuff, but it holds up. And again, the articulation as progressed has gotten almost worse. This is a 2012 3.75 212th Trooper, and it only has the swivel, and so it only has 5 movements of articulation, so the head and then the 4 limbs, and they don't pose very well, they don't move very well, and again, overall, a very common action figure, not very well made. versus, you know, Vintage Collection actually came out before that, and they have all swivel and ball joints and, you know, removable helmet, all that jazz. They're bringing that back with these figures, which is well needed. We've needed some very good 3.75 figures, and this is, it breaks the mold with these bad boys. It really does. So moving on, got 5s. Now I've heard some complain about his goatee not being even, but this, I got a pretty good sculpt when it comes to that. His face is just beautiful. Look at him. His hair is actually, well, more better painted than Echo's, I think. But his design is a bit different. He has the kind of V shape, and then the stripes on his skirt. And then there's Jess. Now Jess is a very good character as well. The tattoo is red, which I think is supposed to be like a bluish black color in the Clone Wars, so that's a bit inconsistent. But yeah, we don't see a lot of his ARC Trooper a lot. We only see him in season 7, so yeah, actually a lot of this detail is new to me. But very good figure nonetheless. Now, yeah. Now again, all these move very well. Ball joints, I think, for all of them. Yeah, look at that wrist movement, which is crazy. I've only seen that on a few figures, but yeah. Now to find these, if you are interested in finding these, the best way to find these figures is on eBay, which is, it's going to be the luck of the draw, because a lot of people have bought them and have resold them or re-enlisted them for, again, twice or maybe 4 to 3 times the cost, which is quite unfortunate for Star Wars fans, because these action figures are so rare. People are kind of taking advantage of that and trying to get the best of their buck out of it. I bought these, fortunately enough, for just a little bit below twice as much of the retail cost, and so sadly, but yeah, these figures are just a dime a dozen. This is just crazy. I do have an extra 5s figure that I bought separately in individual packaging. Now this is, I didn't plan on getting these 3-pack originally, so I was just gonna have 5s and be content, but I did end up breaking and getting these bad boys, and I'm very happy about that. But I do now have an extra 5s figure. Now I plan on giving that away once we hit the 1,000 subscribe mark, but you do have to be subscribed to my channel, and so yeah, be looking forward to that once we get 1,000. And so yeah, now back to these figures. Again, I can't wait to display these. I was really kind of nervous about opening it up and doing it, because again, these are wonderful figures, and so since this video is new, let me know if you guys like these type of reviews, as well as if you guys want to see my 212th collection. I do make custom figures as well. I haven't been doing commissions for them, but I'm feeling pretty confident now. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. But yeah, I just made a medic for my 212th and an ARC Trooper for my 212th, and so I'm very proud about that. And so that also kind of enthused me to break down and get these boys as well. These I'm not customizing at all. It would be a sin to customize these bad boys. These are going to my 501st collection with Rex and that. So that kind of concludes the video. Please like and comment. Of course, any questions that you have, please subscribe. It'll help the channel a lot. I greatly appreciate it. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.